Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness. Rage across mage, rage across the ascension, something like that. I don't know. I've not given this enough thought. Doesn't
Um,
matter.
Rage
This is
across the ascension. Yes.
yeah, yeah. Rage across the ascension. That's what it's going to be called at the moment. It is somewhere late in the morning at a random place in New York because I'm not really too bothered about locations. It's not too busy. There's some traffic about, but like most people are at work, and uh, the place where Ava is kind of walking around right now is yeah, like I said, not overly busy. She is on her way to a again like a furnished place, a place where she can pick up some inventory for a new soon to be opened location business in Wall Street. But she is definitely very tired. She had a kind of a weird dream last night that she expected it to be weird. She didn't expect it to be this um in this way, scary in a way. And like her throat is still kind of hurting over waking up screaming. She is a little absent-minded, tired, and is just walking around as she is sending a text message and her phone just drops on the street. And without like um really thinking about it, she picks it up and is kneeling down, puts it in her bag, and it's there that we're gonna start the scene.
Oh no. The innocent young girl drops her phone in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
One can only imagine how this will end as a speeding police car tramples her under its vicious wheels. No. No. Instead, we're going to go a slightly different story route for the purposes of keeping Avery alive. Um, what does occur is she drops her phone in the road. Is that New York is unfortunately a very busy place, road wise. And as she kind of runs, is she in the road or does she run into the road? Sorry.
She was probably crossing as her phone dropped and then just picking it up.
Okay. In which case, she's perhaps given the very unwelcome sight of a police car. That hasn't come to a viciously small stop, as she was already crossing the road, and Jacob is a capable driver and actually has a driver's license. He is a policeman. Um, a car that she can hear the car just kind of is stopped, but it's not revving either. It's just the ignition is on. Um, and it's yeah, Jacob basically ends up driving around the corner and ends up coming to a fairly sharp stop as she's not too far around the corner, but there's no skidding or anything.
Um, yeah, as there's a car stopping like in front of her, she looks up a little surprised, then notices how she's like in the middle of the road, and how if this car hadn't spotted her, she would have been in a little bit more problems. It's like those two things kind of hit her first,
Yes.
like, oh shit. Before she actually realizes that it is a police car. There's a second when she's like the second thing she's realizing.
Kind of
And she slowly stands up looking at the car, little wide eyed, and will step to the side.
the window just kind of drops and she stares briefly at the vehicle. Um, a young man could be heard saying rather loudly, "Don't look at me! Get out of the road, lest you want to pick up a jaywalking charge."
Oh, sorry. Yeah, uh, sorry. And yeah, she'll step onto the pavement.
He he kind of dries up a little bit further. Just say, "Man, there is a crosswalk just a dozen meters up the road." You can use that next time.
Of of course, officer. I'm sorry. She blushes a little bit, like she's looking a little ashamed. She glances back to where she'd just been, like kneeling. I dropped my phone. I'm sorry.
Because Jacob is now effectively going very slowly along the road in his vehicle, he'll just say, "It's fine. Just don't let it happen again." And he'll
No,
yeah, he drives off down the corner.
of course not, sir. And she will say as he walks or drives away, and yeah, she'll head into that same direction, feeling a bit overwhelmed by it all, feeling a bit feeling a bit silly, really, for like doing something so stupid. And she realizes there's like a coffee place not too far away, and thinks, it's best to get coffee, try and get at least a little bit awake, before actually running into a car, because that is how she's feeling right now. So yeah, she'll head into the same direction, and will go on her way to a coffee place that she knows is there.
Yeah, if she walks into the coffee place, you can like she literally sees Jacob get out of his vehicle. He's actually parked next to a couple of um motorcycles and another cop car. He's just having a chat um with yeah, one of the local patrol units, who appears a little bit nervous to be talking to him. This is sort of like, "Ah, yeah, it's funny, please no kill." Not terrified, but definitely uneasy, definitely uncomfortable. Whereas Jacob just seems to be trying to have a pleasant conversation for the most part. It's like, "Nah, his day gone." Asking if he's
Uh,
glad he's not on the highway. And Jake's that he'd have a lot more work if you want to be there instead of here.
I mean, Ava
Can't
spots
can't
him,
can't
and
can't put out speeding tickets when there's when the traffic's all congested.
uh, like I said, Ava will see him and is immediately like quickly entering the coffee shop. Is like, nope, nope, nope.
Oh, it's Jacob very much spots her and like looks at her and you probably don't hear this, but he says to a local officer, "Oh, look, it's Lady JW, JW Bush."
So bad. Yeah, no, she definitely does not hear that. She's just gonna head into the coffee place and get like a latte macchiato, but then with like a double espresso shot in it. And just gonna wait for it to be ready.
You get your coffee, Jacob will never get his tea. You ask for tea, and then he sits there waiting for 5+ minutes because, man, people are bitches and rage is irritating, which perpetuates more rage. You can see when this became a problem. Yeah, Jigga's just sitting there, it's like just wants some vanilla black tea. And then he sits there waiting as they literally go to everyone else but him. He's just sat at the counter for 5 minutes.
Aw.
Jacob seems fairly used to this. I wonder why. He just sits there, then she just kind of rests his knuckles against his cheek and just looks kind of bored, and then just starts playing with his phone. He's not moving. It does take a while for people to realize there's a cube against the form behind him. No, he does. He explains to them, "No, I'm still waiting on my order." Yes, I know. The disrespect is real.
Ava will, um, yeah, she's like
Finally,
holding her cup. She's just kind of looking over, following on the conversation. Uh, doesn't really dare to go out of her way and talk to him.
Jacob just says, I can. Look, guys, I can be here for 50 minutes. I can be here for 5. It's your choice." And eventually, they manage to prioritize correctly. As, Jacob makes a fair argument that he'd probably be away from this place if they just gave him his drink. And so it was that Jacob got his drink and left the counter full of terrible salespeople and bartenders.
Ava's has probably found herself a place to sit in the coffee place. She's kind of like looking at what's happening at the bar. She's a bit confused about it, but yeah.
Well, Jacob simply takes a seat not too far away from Ava, but not directly to speak to her. Largely because he doesn't really like feel the need to like bully someone he almost ran over. So he's she probably has stuff to do. Probably just wants to drink alone. Probably doesn't need to speak to him. Jacob, for his part, will just take his drink, just kind of look out the window.
Mm, Ava has been like, she had her phone on the table next to her. At some point, the phone starts to like buzz. She doesn't have it on ring. It's just buzzing, and she'll pick it up. Hey, No, no, I'm fine. I told you I was going out. It's fine. Look, I'll be back soon. Yes, I am being careful. I'm not being followed. No. Yes, I'm being careful. Look, I know what they look like. Yeah, I know they can. I know they can change their clothes, but look, I said I'm being careful, okay? I am not gonna stay indoors the entire time. I'm not gonna stay indoors for the rest of my life. No. Yes, yes. I'll be home soon. Yeah. No, I'm fine. No, I almost got hit by a car. That's the only thing. Look.
Jacob takes a rage. That's not true. That's her fault.
It was her fault. She's not denying it.
Salty.
No,
I'm very salty right now.
I'm being careful. Okay, I'm just tired. Yeah. No, there was not one of them in the car. Stop that. Look, I can't talk about that here. Okay, it was Buddy's guy, okay? No. Yeah, I'm sure he's not with them. Well, I mean, how do I know? I, okay, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure if he was with them, I would not be, like, in a coffee shop right now. Okay, no. Well, okay, I will talk to you later when I'm home, okay? Fine, bye. And she'll hang up.
Good to see Nausicaa care so much. Brings a tear to this cop's eye. Ah,
I will kind of like look at her screen and sigh deeply as she puts the phone, places it back on the table.
well, I mean, overhearing that conversation, considering he's not very far away at all, um, Jacob will just sigh to himself. Why does he always get the weird ones? He thinks. Yeah, fuck it, that's because he is weird, and he's the only one who can fix these problems because he is weird. Um, and we'll just kind of mosey on up to Ava, not actually having her name. Uh, I'll say, apologies for interrupting your drink. I just couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Is there anything I can help you with?
Ava kind of freezes as she hears his voice, and shakes her head. No, officer, I'm fine. I I do apologize again. I was not paying attention.
No, that's quite all right. I just overheard that, you said you were being followed.
No, I'm not.
He's not even going to use truth or gosh, just said.
I mean, she said several times, I'm pretty sure I'm not being followed, so there you go.
Sure about that? A person on the other side of that phone seemed very keen that you remain indoors from what you said in response.
I, isn't it illegal to listen to other people's phone calls?
I'm sorry, do I look like I've wiretapped your phone?
I mean,
Yeah, the correct answer is no.
she bites her lip but looks into her coffee. It's like, no, I'm not being followed. And there's no problem whatsoever, officer.
Like, if there's an issue, I prefer that you report it. You don't have to report it to me, but report it to someone.
Right. If there will ever be an issue, I will make sure to do so.
He kind of looks at her as if that was not the answer he wanted in any way whatsoever.
She is looking everywhere but at him. She seems to be nervous.
Hmm. People tend to be nervous around Jacob, so this isn't really
Mm.
surprising. I'll roll Peony for her. What dice roll are we in?
2.
2.
Yes.
Oh, he gets 2 successes. It's not bad. Out of 6.
I mean, she says if there's ever a problem, I will report it in. Yeah, Jacob knows that she's never going to do that.
Ah, she's one of those people, he thinks. God damn it. Just thinks, why do people like this have to make my life so hard?
I mean,
Just
I don't
report the
know what
crime
kind
and
of
I can
people.
fix it.
I don't know what kind of people you're talking about. Like I was looking pretty, like a pretty normal, decent person, you know.
Yeah, the sort of person doesn't report a crime when there's clearly a crime going on. God damn it. Uh, um, Jacob just goes,
She doesn't look shady.
yeah, you're right. I'd need at least 3 successes to figure out she's shady. He just asks her, could I get your name?
May I ask why, officer? Is there a problem?
He looks to the kind of exit door. And just says, no, it's just that, you know, I'd like to know the name of someone I almost ran over with a car. State
Oh,
issued, no less.
mm, um, it's Emma.
I forgot that shit. I use your manipulation subterfuge because that's a difficulty of the roll.
Oh, that's hilarious. Uh,
One of the
my
few times Dick can.
manipulation subterfuge difficulty 3.
I was gonna say this is one of the few rolls where I think difficulty can actually go below 3 because it's dependent on someone else's stats.
I still
Um,
don't think you could go below 3, but hey.
True. I mean, even with 2 1s, I get I get 2 successes. So, um, Jacob does a thing. He knows that she's lying. Um, that name is dishonest, and he just looks a little bit sardonically at her and just says, like, I can charge you a jaywalking and then ask for your ID, and then there will be a problem. Or you could just be honest, and I'd prefer that. I don't really want to have to pull that card. That's just a dick move, really.
Otherwise, is glancing to the door, see if she could get past Jacob easily and get out. I don't know. Is Jacob standing in a way that he's blocking her from like leaving?
He's not blocking her from the exit. He was probably further away from the exit than she was. He was probably in a fucking corner, like away from everybody else. Because, rage.
Mm. In that case, she will slowly take her phone, put it in her bag, make it seem like something casual. I'll take a sip of her coffee. There's like not even half empty at that point. Um,
You'll note that. Jacob's eyes visibly shift towards the not even remotely empty coffee.
Um, sir, why would you not believe me? I'm sorry. I'm gonna go now. Bye. And yeah, she's gonna stand up and go towards the exit.
Oh my god, Jacob's gonna have to do the sleazy police bullshit, which he doesn't really like doing at all. That really irritates him. Actually, he will actually get a genuine rage for this because that actually really aggravates him. He hates it when this happens.
Mm, that's
He's
fine.
obligated to do this, so yeah, he gains a rage and grows visibly more cross and just says, "No, I have to write you a ticket."
I mean, she's standing up and going towards the door.
Oh god, he'll follow her out the door. Um, but then he'll put a hand on her shoulder because he's not going to start a thing in the store. He'll do it outside. More, more space. If she does have a panic attack or something, considering she does seem extremely anxious to be around him, he needs to be very careful about how he goes about this. It's kind of something he's kind of picked up from having rage as a cop. He needs to be extremely careful. He keeps an eye on
Mm,
where her hands are.
um, I mean, they're kind of clutching onto her bag.
Okay, good. He cuts her off. Has his notepad out. Has a thing out. Ticket. Gonna make a ticket. He has a pen.
Panicking to the point of, but she's definitely startled as he's actually trying to stop her.
I might have to ask you for an ID.
Uh, uh, sure. But why? I mean,
Can't write you a ticket without your ID, man.
why are you? Okay, if you wanted to write a ticket, you could have done that before. So why are you doing it now?
1 second. I can charge you of this a year and a. It's you gotta heard of a year and a. Never mind. It's a year and a day rule. So yeah, I could literally charge you a month later and it would be valid.
Sorry, sir.
My point is you're not being thorough with me, and I gave you a lot of opportunities to do that.
What's your name then, sir?
He'll take out his own well, not his officer's ID, or rather his ID is a police captain. You'll say Captain Jacob Clay on the precinct down south end of Manhattan.
Okay. Um, she takes hold of his ID and seems to study it for a moment, and she hands it back and is then like, okay, what? A moment, sir.
Of course.
And she'll take out actually two things. She takes out her wallet, and she will, and she takes out like a book. I forgot a word for it. which on the cover of it is written, um, dream diary. It's as she opens that up, he can see like all the blank pages. A lot of them are filled with like just handwritten notes in a language that, unless he knows Swedish, he will not understand. And
We don't have tongues as a major ability, so I can't read that here.
and she'll like open it up on a blank page, and will then take or open her wallet, and takes her ID and her green card, and she'll hand them over to him for him to study. And meanwhile, she's gonna scrabble a few words on into the diary, and I will make a roll.
What are you rolling?
Rolling arate.
You got this.
She is, yeah. She's basically looking to see if his police thing might be forged, or if there's like a magical effect on it. She activates Prime Sight. And how long does Jacob take to study it? Because she's gonna try and roll again, but that means that it takes her a few seconds of just staring. Yeah. Okay, I
Okay.
have enough successes to make sure that the effect is off.
Okay. What's the second effect for?
No, it's the same. It's the same roll, but it's more like uh she uh she wanted to have a little bit longer of an effect than just for what she had with one success. So
Okay. Well, in which case, Jacob's ID has no magical effects on it whatsoever.
yay!
Um, trying to think, would he have anything magical on him?
I mean, he
Um,
himself is magic, so she will
yeah, he
probably.
himself is magical. He doesn't have he no his clave would not be on him at this point in time. So no, he
That's good.
yeah no. I'm just saying, would he have it stashed? Like, would it be like fucking be kind of weird? The guy arresting people for having like knives in their jackets. There's a literal fucking sword in their jacket, but um, no, he doesn't. In which case, um, yeah, I mean Jacob is obviously fucking magic.
Oh boy.
Jacob literally fucking magic coming out of every orifice, just like
Yeah.
flooding across the pavement.
She'll make a subterfuge roll to at least appear to be calm, because she has seen that kind of energy before. She has seen Guru energy before.
I'm
Uh,
not even gonna succeed because for some reason 3 dice beat 6 all the time.
I
Oh, it
have.
doesn't that good.
Yeah, no, you can see that she's startled by something that she's seeing when she's watching him.
Something wrong, right?
Hmm?
Something wrong, man.
No, sir. Is the idea okay? Can I have my ID back, sir?
Of course. What's on her green card bio? What's on her ID? What does it say?
I mean, it says Ava Lindgren. Green card is basically, the card that you have to basically show that, yeah, you're allowed to stay in the United
Oh yeah,
States.
yeah.
Her nationality is Swedish. Um, yeah, you want to have like her birthday or something like that. Like, it's
Uh,
all there.
it's fine. No, like I know I agree how it is. It was just like what if her real name was in it or not.
Yeah, no, her real name is on there, and
Okay.
obvious that she's a foreigner,
No, that's
weren't you?
fine. Uh, you, Jacob's not a part of Ice. I'll have you know. Uh, aha, topical. Jacob simply hands back her ID. Before he does, he just says, "Please don't lie to me about your name again. You realize, like, if I was a hardliner, I could have had you arrested for giving misinformation to a police officer. That is a crime."
I'm I'm sorry, Officer Clay.
It's not
I
officer, it's captain.
I apologize. Sorry, Captain Clay. I did not
It's
realize
okay.
that you were asking it in a formal capacity.
Um, it's quite alright.
Strangely enough, because he definitely noticed that that she thought something was weird, but she seems a bit more relaxed now than she did before.
Hmm. Uh, so I'm just going to give you the minimum for this. It's just, it's jaywalking. It's not a big deal. Even if you had prior convictions, this is hardly world-breaking madness.
So if I would have prior convictions, she seems like literally a little shocked about that. Like, how can he even imagine such a thing on her?
Aren't I the sweetest? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
He
if
said
I would
even if you
have,
did.
even if I have prior convictions, if I had them, I don't think they would have allowed me into the United States of America, sir.
You could have had convictions while here. But
Sir, does this mean that I'm going to be in the system?
that's a good question. Let's see. Uh,
Because, I mean, not that it matters, but it's only like I understand I made a mistake, sir, but I'm willing to pay for this fine, like here and now. You don't have to write out a ticket,
uh,
please, sir.
pardon, what did you just say? As the player literally looks up jaywalking laws.
She said that she was willing to pay for the fine right there and then, so that he wouldn't need to buy to write her a ticket.
So jaywalking it's a violation. It's not a it is not the same as a criminal offense. So no, you'll not have a record for jaywalking as long as you pay the fine. It's
Okay, how
not
much is
really
it?
anything.
As she pulls her wallet.
Um, $197.
Jesus.
I'm not
She
even. I don't.
blinks.
I don't. I don't. I'm just double checking to see if that's true.
No, I believe you. It's like,
Um. Yeah. Yeah. Like 100 range from $197 to $258 according to
wow.
Street Blog. Just double checking that again. Like. Um, doesn't help. Yeah. I think it is like it is really expensive in New York to jaywalk from
Wow.
the looks of things.
Wow. Okay.
Uh,
So as he names that amount of money, Ava is definitely like, she looks at him incredulously, like, what the fuck?
That's the minimum, man. That's literally. Don't give me that. I am fully aware. Did you know it's like $20 like or something in Singapore? I think it's like
No,
50 to 60 in LA.
I was not aware.
Well,
Um,
consider this an incentive to not do so in the future, I suppose. He
she,
says, entirely unconvinced of his own argument.
the worst thing is, she opens her wallet and she actually takes out $200 cash and she hands it over to him.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing with that much money around?
I mean, I was on my way to do some shopping, sir. As she quickly closes her wallet again because there's more in there. If he would look in her there, he would probably see like at least 200 more.
You don't just use debit?
Um, I I do. Why? Is there a problem?
The cost suspect radars are going off. Oh god, Jacob knows he's ran into a real fucking nasty one today. There's
In the
so much more
meanwhile,
to
Ava's
this than a
looking as
jaywalk. There's so
innocent.
much more to this than a jaywalking charge. Oh, this is a fucking rabbit hole. He knows it. He has enough investigation to know when he's getting into a mess he really doesn't want to be in. Um, you're going shopping? Where are you going shopping to?
Um, well, there is this furnish store. I need to buy a desk.
A desk?
Yes, a desk.
And you
I
need
can imagine that was not the answer he expected.
no, you need $200+ again. You don't just want to use debit. When you make big purchases like that, historically people use debit or credit.
So, why are you so interested? As for Ava's part, there's also suspicion raising there, but she's kind of confused because the questions she asks would definitely fit like a technomancer or something, or a technocrat, I should say. But then again, he doesn't look like one of them with her magical sight on.
No, he looks like something entirely different.
He
He's,
does, so she's really confused, a little.
he's not acting like a technoman, so it's just that people usually suspicious of Ava are probably technomancers.
They're probably technocrats, yeah.
Correlation does not equal causation. Stop
I
being
mean,
prejudiced, Ava. Jeez.
ah.
uh, I was just curious. You seem to have a lot of money on you. What do you do for a living?
Is there a law against that, officer,
Oh no,
captain?
contrary. He approves of you calling him captain, being correcting yourself. Um, he says, "No, what's your job? You must be raking it in."
We are setting up a new place of business at the moment, so there's a lot of new furniture that needs to be bought, and I'm in charge of that.
Oh, interesting. What's the enterprise? You entrepreneurs?
It is a finance corporation, sir.
Oh, interesting. What's it called?
Oh, I'll need to look up. I think, like off the top of my head, because I know one part of the name, I just don't know what it's followed up by. So it's either Iliad Corporation or Iliad uh something else. But so
Iliad
she'll
Nausicaa Corporation.
so she'll just say Iliad's captain.
Interesting. You partnership, public, private, sort of thing. Well, he wouldn't say private. It would be private, I think. LLC, but you'd just say private, I think. Seems fairly interested in this.
Meanwhile, Ava is kind of looking around from time to time, looking around the street. Captain, if you don't mind, my coffee is still inside, and
Yeah, you left it
yes,
when you tried to exit and remove yourself from the situation after lying to me about your identity and jaywalking across the road.
I did not. How can I lie about the jaywalking, Captain?
I didn't know. I said lying to me about your identity and carrying a lot of hard cash around. He just looks to her rather plainly, as if this obvious, as if she should understand why this builds a negative picture of her.
She does not understand, and you can clearly see this about her that she does not understand.
Well, that's points in her favor, Jacob thinks.
I had you mistaken for someone else, sir.
Who in particular?
That doesn't matter.
Really? Considering the phone call? People thinking you should stay inside? Constantly having to reassert that you're not being followed, and then you mistaking me for someone that might be following you?
Captain Clay, is this your business?
Yes, yes, I'm police captain. It's my duty to enforce the law.
To enforce the law, yes. You've given me a ticket for trespassing this law, and there is no other law that is being transgressed, as far as I believe.
As far as I know.
Am I being under arrest?
No, I'm not going to arrest you for jaywalking. You already have a $200 fine. That's more than enough.
I already paid you the fine.
Exactly.
It is no. You can see that her hand is going into her bag at this point.
Oh, interesting. He'll wait to see where that hand goes.
I mean, it just goes into her bag and stays there.
Yeah, Jacob knows what the fuck is up. She's either faking it, or she really is that stupid. um, in which case, I don't even know where Jacob was at. It's, you under no, you already paid me the fine. Hand goes into our bag.
I mean, there was when she asked if she was under arrest. To be honest, that's when her hand went into her
Yeah,
bag.
so it's just that you have not been particularly straightforward with me the moment I ran into you. That's a funny pun, but actually, it's pretty grim actually. But I'll say this much: if you did not want me to be suspicious of you, do not give me a false name and try to leave the vicinity when I approach you.
As I said, Captain Clay, I mistook you for someone else.
Are you who? Because I can only assume that is someone of the Force, considering I
No,
am the
sir.
uniform. Then you should
No.
not have mistook me for someone else. That would not make any sense. You had to pick Jacob for this, didn't you? The character has
I
a
mean, in all
fucking
honesty, this is not entirely how I figured this would go down, but
not don't. When Jacob sees something bad happening, he's gonna go figure it out, and then he's gonna arrest it.
oh boy. Captain, I do not believe that I am obliged to answer your questions. I mistook you for someone else. I realized my error. I've shown you my ID. I've paid your fine. Please, sir, I don't mean I am not a bad person. I don't mean any harm. I, she's definitely looking around because she is also not quite sure how much of an attention this is gonna
For the
gonna
record,
be.
Jacob has been taking fucking notes.
Oh no.
I'm sure that helps the
Oh
situation.
no. Oh no. Okay, if he has done that, oh dear. Oh no. Does he literally have a notebook in his hand?
He's got a fucking notepad. He's got a fucking notepad.
Okay. Okay, this is not gonna go down well, but oh god. Dex Athletics. She's gonna try and snatch the notepad and make a run for it.
What the? Oh my god, Jacob is sending Alvin to jail.
No, God, no. Like she no, well, I mean,
just a live link for your mage friends.
no.
Do it.
Okay, you know what? Okay,
They
I'll
might have to,
like
because someone's gonna
she
have
will
to
look at
bail your ass.
she'll look at the notepads and then look
Mm.
back at him and is like, "What are you doing, sir?"
Taking notes, he
Why?
says, kind of holding out his pen. Standard practice.
But I am not doing anything wrong. And I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that.
I think he is actually OC.
I mean, Avad really doesn't know, honestly.
What's your dots in law? Because I think he is allowed to.
Doesn't have any dots in law, as far as I believe.
We're gonna say he's allowed to then. It's no, it's you seriously suggesting I cannot take notes in when acting in the capacity of my duties?
I would say not if there's no crime, sir.
Well, considering there was one, and I could still be
Considering
doing
that
for
is
another.
solved. For what? Just. Why are you doing this? Like, she's definitely looking around more now than she did before. Like, she obviously seems to be looking if anyone is like watching them or if anyone is like stepping up to them. Her panic levels seem to be rising.
Okay, Jacob at that simply takes like in kind of in the middle, like because he's been kind of like shuffling and stuff while this has been happening. He's not been completely static. And while he's in the middle of that, he does end up taking a step back to give them like a single extra step of space, just so she has time, like a little bit of room to flail if she feels the need. Um, Jacob will just say, "Because you have not really been forthright with me ever since I've had to well deal with your violation, which has not been particularly helpful, and you
So
have
I've
not
given
been
you
honest."
everything that you needed.
Are you looking for something, by the way? He looks around.
No.
He would roll Truth of Gaia. I think he still will, because even though that isn't true, but hey, he gets 5 successes. She's lying.
I mean, it just states whether she's truthful or lying, right? Not giving any details.
Yeah, it doesn't give any details. That's a level
Okay.
4 gift.
No, okay. Then it's just, yeah.
If he was using level 4 gift, that would be honestly hilarious. And probably wouldn't be using it for someone who jaywalked across the street. But for minor shit like this, he can use Truth of Gaia. See if people continue to bullshit him. He's continued to be bullshit, and that does not make him very happy. You just seem to be very alert.
Is that bad, sir?
No, on the contrary, you just seem a little bit spooked by your surroundings. Understand if you were spooked by me. Obviously, I'm a police officer, and I'm asking questions that do not make you particularly comfortable. But you seem much more focused on everything but me right now. This is why the masquerade wouldn't exist in the real world. The cops ask questions.
Yeah. Ava will like there's a little bit of movement inside of her bag. And she won't answer. Just kind of shrugs.
You need to get something? You already paid the fine.
No, sir.
I mean, that one's probably true, right? I mean, I still got 2 successes.
She does not need to get anything. No, this is true.
Okay. I'm not sure if that reassures Jacob or makes him more concerned at the rising possibility. Well, you paid the fine, you answered my questions. I don't see any need to keep you further. I do apologize for making you uncomfortable. It was not my intention. My intention was solely to get to the bottom of what was going on.
There's nothing going on, Captain.
He will not roll for that. Please be more forthright with me in the future if we happen to cross paths again.
She's looking at the notepad.
Yeah, he's got the notepad. You don't necessarily know what's on it. He he could have just been scribbling dildos on it for all you know. Because he's been holding up to himself. He's been running down. You may have if you it was fairly was it a bit of an obtuse angle before? So well, not an obtuse angle, but a fairly wide acute angle. So you might have caught a few snippets, like stuff like your name, stuff like seems a little seems panicked, but he doesn't class that as particularly unusual. What's unusual is that you haven't ran away yet. But that's not on the notepad. Because that would be a very weird thing to put on your notes.
Yep.
And Jacob is a veil to protect. It does have the name of your business, but that's probably the only thing you catch. It's your name and business, picking up furniture, jaywalking. There's obviously a lot more there. We don't know what's on there because he's pulled it up since then. After he did stop writing on it about a minute ago. And he just says, "Okay, I do find out you're being followed by someone as a member of this force. I'm going to crack down on that because that is directly."
There's not, sir. There's nothing that you need to research. There's nothing you need to look into. If that is all, sir.
That is all. Have a pleasant day. He'll say, "Have a pleasant day." Sorry about that. He actually looks a bit more perky now that he's done with all the grim bullshit.
You too, Captain Clay, and
yeah, you ever run yourself into any issues, just pay a visit to the local precinct. We're always here to help out. Got something to report.
Of course, sir. And be careful. You feel very angry. And she'll turn around and walk off.
And he'll walk away and just go, and think to himself, "Oh, it's one of those people. Okay, and I should have arrested her." Jacob's clearly a technocrat. And yeah, well, now that his break has been thoroughly ruined by this delinquent of the streets, he will end the scene there as Ava picks up the worst of all criminal records, right? She's in the system. Not really.
No.
Nah, she's not. It's a general.
She's not in the system.
She's not in the system.
Good.
But if she'd made that Dex Athletics roll, she would have been.
Oh, God. And that's how we will end the scene. Thank you, Play, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This is another scene of Living World of Darkness. Made you cross the apocalypse.